Softball is everything from the dirt in my pants to the sweat running down my back to the tears after a loss. Like, softball is literally every emotion that you could possibly feel. If one thing can give you all those feelings, then it's just perfect. Like, softball is perfect. You aren't the only one on the field. You have teammates behind you, and it is just a great game. Winning feels the best because you don't individually win as a person, you win as a team.
I think Kristen's very passionate about softball. To see her go is going to be very, very tough because she's almost like a coach on the field.
So in that case, when we throw any drop ball or overthrow pass, we're going to do 5 push-ups, and then the whole team, not just that one person.
My name is Kristin Hallam, and I'm 18. I live in Hamilton, New Jersey, and I go to Nottingham High School. I play varsity soccer and softball, and for softball, I'm a pitcher and a shortstop. I started playing softball when I was 3 or 4 years old, and I started in T-ball at HGSA. I started because my sister played, basically, and being competitive, I had to do what my sister did and be better than my sister. I played in a few different leagues. I played in the OLS league, and I continued with HGSA. And I remember we were sitting at a family dinner at Chili's one time, and my dad asked me, "Oh, do you want to play All-Stars?" And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "I'm going to play All-Stars. I'm an All-Star. I'm this big kid on the block." I didn't know if I was really good or not. And when I was little, I just played for the fun of it because I was a happy, bubbly kid. Until I realized when I played All-Stars, it got more serious, and, losing wasn't really an option anymore. And I started out, I think, I was always the smallest kid on the team. I was always the youngest kid on the team. I always played up because, I thought I was better, but I was really bad. I left All-Stars when I was in the 6th grade, and I went to a new organization, the West Jersey Witches. And that was a group of girls basically out of Central Jersey. And then as we got older and we were time to get recruited, we joined an organization called the Jersey Outlaws. So it was bigger, it was more known widely, more known by college coaches, and it was like a leap forward into the next step of our lives. So when I got to high school my freshman year, I was more than excited to play. And when the season rolled around, I remember I was telling my sister, I was like, "Oh, Jen, I made varsity." And she was like, "Didn't you know you were making varsity since the 7th grade? And I was like, "No, I don't know this stuff."
Did you want to feel?
Am I allowed?
You stand there and don't run around like a crazy maniac.
Yes!
While you are stretching. I first met Kristen when she was a freshman here at Nottingham, playing softball for us. I didn't get to see her play at HGSA or with travel ball, but the first time I actually got to see her play ball was here at Nottingham. I was quite impressed, and she's been just progressing wonderfully from year to year to year. She's a great leader. She's going to go and play softball Division I, and it's a very unique experience to have somebody like that on your team.
Ever since I've been able to watch her play, since she was little, she's been able to perfect her skills. She's always been a good player, but as she got older and as she got to high school, she really knew that she had to buckle down and actually perfect her skills in order to get better. So I think honestly once she got to high school is when she really grew as a softball player, and she started going to clinics, and she started going to special coaches, and I saw her confidence just elevate. And I think that's what brought a whole nother level to her game, is that not only was she talented, not only was she good, but she now had the confidence behind herself. So I think that's what really helped her as a player, is once she gained that confidence from working with these coaches, that she was now able to play at a higher level than she ever had before.
So when I first met her, I saw that she was really determined, and she loved the game. She played her heart out she plays her heart out every single day, and leading up to that point she still does, and she never gives up at anything she does on or off the field.
4, 5, 6. I can't go.
I had a really great freshman year. My freshman year was probably overall the best year I've had. I got in, and honestly, everyone's like, "Whoa, how'd you handle with the pressure?" And I was like, "What pressure?" I just went in, and I wasn't even thinking about, oh, this is my first game of my varsity high school career. And I remember my first game we played Lawrence, I had a leadoff triple RBI, and I threw 12K with 3 hits, I think. It was like a snowball effect from there. I did really great. I remember I got a lot of ink freshman year. I had the highest batting average, most doubles, and most hits in a single season. So I think that was a really great push-off for me, and it just kept continuing there into sophomore year. I still had a good year. Not as great, but it was still good. And last year was pretty good. It was okay. You know, I miss my teammates, but it was okay. And now we're here.
I like defense. Defense is my favorite part because you're involved in every play. You're running around covering bases. You know, you have to be mentally focused the whole time. And I like shortstop because I have like the biggest area to cover. I'm the queen of the field. You know, I like being a queen. And I like turning double plays. Double plays are my favorite. And yeah, I'm basically in control the whole time. And that's what I like. I like being in control.
I always knew I wanted to play at the collegiate level, and I always strived to play at D1. It was between Hofstra, Fordham, and Stony Brook. And I remember that I don't even think I was getting looked at by Hofstra at all. Like, I was writing and writing and writing. Eventually, at the end of my sophomore year, I was on the phone with the coach, and she was like, well, I think I'm ready to make an offer, and I think you're ready to hear it because I think Hofstra's the best fit for you, and I think you know that. So she gave me the offer, and I cried. I was just so happy, and when other schools made an offer, I was just, oh, okay, thank you, I'll consider. This I cried, and my mom was like, this is the response we were waiting for. So that's basically how I knew that's where I wanted to go.
Kristen is gifted and dedicated because when you have a special talent and you find what it is and you excel at it and you love it and you see that you're good at it, I think you become dedicated, which then helps that gift come out in you even more. So I think she's both. I think that she's out there working hard and totally dedicated. But when you're young and you see that you have a great skill or a talent, whether it's softball or it's another sport or playing a musical instrument, it's just something wonderful, and you just go after it and you go for it then.
Yeah, Kristen's completely dedicated to softball. She sometimes when she's having a bad game, she gets upset, but it's because she loves the game so much. And then she walks back out and she shakes it off, and she's there for her team. So you could see the passion in her eyes when softball comes to mind.
Softball is literally my sister's like first love. Like as corny as that sounds, she loves the game. Like, it's one of the things that keeps her like sane, and like it's one of the things that like she goes to for happiness and for joy, and she puts everything on the field. Like, you could see her in games, like how excited she is, how into the game she is, even when she's watching someone else. Like, when she used to watch me play, like, just watching her cheer me on, like, how into the game itself, even though she wasn't even on the field, like, softball is that one passion that she really has, so.
Some people just tell me that I'm a good guesser, but I don't think so. Especially, like, on offense, there's a lot of things that I could pick up on that other people don't. Like, when a pitcher is going to throw a ball and she does the pitch out here. And I'm a pitcher, so if I see a grip that I know what the pitch is coming. So it's good, even though you're not supposed to guess at the plate. I do anyway. So, and I think a lot of the times, like when you do stuff like that, it's just your inner softball player coming out, you know? The people who know the game, and I think it helps me stand out. So on September 21st, we were playing a girls' varsity soccer game at Hopewell Valley, and I was playing stopper that game, and about midway through the first half, a girl was on a breakaway from the other team, and none of my defenders were covering her, so I had to sprint back, and when I kicked the ball away, my leg was still in a vulnerable position, and the offender didn't stop, and she ran right through me and tore my ACL.
I first heard about Kristen's injury the next day. When I sent her a text, I asked her, you know, what's the news? What's the news? And I didn't hear back from her, so I thought it was good news because I thought maybe she wanted to tell me the good news. But then when I showed up in the gym, she started crying, and then I knew it wasn't good news.
There's always obstacles in life, and there's always, you always get to overcome them. And, she really took this injury as motivation, to push herself.
So after several doctors' opinions, I decided to get surgery. And I had my surgery on October 13th with a doctor in Langhorne, PA.
Yes, it is a bump in the road, but she is very determined, I feel, to get back on the field. And I can see in her eyes that she really wants to play again with us, and the team wants her too because she lights up the team.
When Kristen does come back, the team's gonna be more together and she's gonna pick us up a lot.
I think when her teammates, I wasn't there directly, but I think when her teammates found out that she got hurt, everybody felt really bad for her. And then we're worried about, oh my God, what are we gonna do as a team? But now she's doing great with her recovery, and hopefully next week she'll be back out on the field and be able to play.
So now that I'm actually cleared and I know I'm going to be playing in the next game, I feel so relieved. I feel like everything that I've done and all the hard work that I've basically put in for the past 5.5, 6 months is paid off. And I actually cried again when I found out that I was cleared, and I just can't be any more happy. That's not the word. I can't think of it. I'm just so happy. I don't even have words, I don't have words to say. I'm just so happy I get to play. I'm proud of myself. I'm proud that I pulled through, and I'm proud that I got to step on the field for my senior season. So it's opening day, April 13th, 2016, and we have a home game against Trenton High School. I remember being nervous before the game. It's my first game after ACL reconstruction.
Exaggerate looking in the ball into your glove.
I don't particularly like pregame, but everyone's got to do it. It's a time to get your errors out, your jitters out. So I remember we were in the field first, and I was playing third base because it's less lateral movement, so I was easing into it, so you could say. I didn't really do much because we kind of shut them out. My first at bat, I got up and I just swung for the fences and I hit a double, which really felt great knowing that it was my first game back and I didn't lose all of it. I lost a lot because of the surgery, but I didn't particularly lose my skill or mentality, and that actually helped me through the game, and I went 4 for 4 that game. So it's one to remember, and it's one for the books.
Wish her off and to see her go, that's going to be tough. That's going to be a very emotional one. I've had this group of seniors, the class of 2016. This will be my first set coming in as freshmen and being there for 4 years. So it's a little bit of a different experience for me. So it'll be sad to see all of them go, but to see her go is going to be very, very tough because she's almost like a coach on the field.
Kristen's my right-hand man on the field, so watching her play, I look up to her, and every single game I want to do just as good as her, and I just love watching her play, and I'm glad I'm her teammate.
By watching Kristen, I feel like it's made me want to like achieve more in the game, and by watching her, it's like maybe I can do that, and she really amazes me.
My sister is probably one of the strongest people I've ever met, and like I admire her so much for that, and like I look up to her great amounts of times. Like even though she's my little sister, like I admire her immensely, and like she hears it all the time, but like how far she's come like throughout life, like she deserves everything that she has. You know what I mean? So like I love her.